Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Hey there, everybody. It's Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards, get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. It is week 15. It's DFS. We only got 4 more weeks to go, guys. It's Willie Walls and Odell Blocker, the Great Swame. Willie, are you ready to make some money this weekend?
Yes, I am. It's money time.
You look comfortable in your couch there. You're thinking that the football gods are in your brain. I mean, I just see it there.
Yeah, I'm getting my house clean, and I don't want you to hit a vacuum cleaners rolling in the house and all kinds of banging going on. They're cleaning my house up, so that's why I'm down in the basement. And I'm not going to tell you what Swami said about my curtains. Anyway, I will be that is not something that can be said on this show.
All right, Swami, we'll say it off air. What's up, my friend? How you doing?
Doc, I think it was the late, great Bob Marley that said, everything's going to be all right, Willie. Don't you worry, my friend. It's another week, and it's time to win some money.
All right, how do you guys want to kick it off? You want to talk games? Let's talk positions. Let's talk quarterback, Willie Walls. Who are your favorite quarterbacks this week?
I'll be looking at Mahomes. Herbert is in play, but Herbert is the one that could trip us up this week. You know, everybody's on Herbert, and they have really not got there. They don't have a concentrated passing game. They spread it out more than what you think. And Tennessee was bad against Jacksonville last week, but really they have not given up a lot of points like that. And everybody's going to run to Herbert and think that automatically it's going to be that. We just got to be careful on that. I mean, that has me a little leery, you know, but Hurts is definitely in play this week. I like Hurts a lot. Please. And I hate to say this, but a guy that might be in play is Mac Jones, for New England might be in play this week.
It's funny you said that because I like Mac Jones. I think this game could be more explosive than people are thinking, Willie. What makes you like Mac Jones?
First of all, the Raiders. First of all, if that quarterback for the Rams, Mr. Asfield, can do something, on them. I'm just saying, it's just it gives the Raiders' pass defense is just horrible, and I just think that I just have a feeling that they might be able to do something this week. I like Mac Jones. He gives you savings, and that's why we might be able to pay for our Chases and the receivers, our Kelseys, this week, and he may be a way that we can get that done. And our Henrys in our lineup, but we pay up on all the other positions and do something like that. I mean, so because everybody's going to be on Herbert, and for some reason in my car, something's in the back of me is telling me that, man, I like him, but it might not be what everybody thinks, because that's the chalk right now. And I'm going to tell you one other guy that could be in play is the quarterback for Chicago.
Justin Fields.
And this is the reason why. Philadelphia, the one weakness that they have is they give up 6.8 yards per rush by quarterback. If you saw last week, Jones had 70-something yards rushing last week. And remember when what's name came in for the Giants? He had a 32-yard run. If you give that type of room to the quarterback for Chicago, he could take it to the house. Now, I know he don't have any receivers, but I'm just saying, it might be worth just one, just like one shot out of 20, to see if you could get a little lightning from that.
All right, Swami, what about you? Give me the quarterbacks that you're keen on.
Doc, first, I had to put my eye pro on because clearly, My good buddy over there needs his cup of Joe. I cannot believe he said he's concerned about Herbert, but he loves some Matt Jones. He's clearly sleeping.
I didn't say
Wake
love
up.
Matt Jones. I didn't say love Matt Jones. I didn't say love.
I'd play Mrs. Jones first. I'd play. No way. You think you? Hey, let me tell you something about Mr. Herbert first.
Okay. First of all, last week you laughed at Russell Wilson.
And Russell Wilson, and I hope he's doing well. I hope he's doing well. He came back
night, but
yeah,
he got
came
there.
back, and they had a.
He got there. Did he
weird
get yes
half.
or no?
He got there. He got there. I got nothing to say.
And he would have really got there if he didn't get night.
Well,
night.
hope he's doing well. Well, Mr. Brady didn't get there, but we're gonna let Doc.
I didn't say nothing about Mr. Brady.
But we know who did. We're gonna let him off the hook. He ain't. So let me tell you something about this Mr. Herbert, right? First of all, we talking 3X. We're not so you're gonna have to say he's been doing that over the last 3 weeks. Let's give him that. Hey, they're allowing 31st rank, allowing 304 yards passing against last 9 Walls, and they're almost giving up 2 touchdowns per last 9 Walls. It's no way that they are absolutely getting gashed, and there's no reason to think that Keenan Allen and Mr. Mike Williams and maybe even Eckler, because now we got Mr. Everett, who could very well come in there and do some of the things that Ingram was able to do.
Wait. You said you like Gerald Everett?
Say it again?
Did you say you like Gerald Everett?
No, I said, but you saw what Ingram was able to do last week.
Because that's why I'm frozen.
I said you saw what Ingram was able to do last week. I didn't say I liked Everett. I said you saw what Ingram was able to do. Like, Ingram had a career game against these guys, running those same routes that Keenan Allen and Everett and maybe even Carter run. So it's a lot of reason to think they will get gashed this week.
Hey, Swami, I'm just telling you right now. The reason I got calls for pause is you looked at even last week. Listen, Tennessee's pass rush is not that bad. Remember that offensive line is still having issues. I know what we see, and I say it looks good on paper, but I'm just saying something in my crawl is telling me that he.
Did your crawl watch film?
I did watch film.
They had
what I'm saying is
games.
They spread it out. They spread it out.
All right, Swami, let me ask you this question. Willie's not wrong. Let me ask you this question. You're playing Chargers. Who are you playing Herbert with? Do you know? Eckler, Williams, Allen, Everett, Palmer. How do you know who to put him with?
I would say Williams is my primary guy. And because Allen is his primary guy, you pick one of them. But I prefer Williams because I want the home run, I want the deep play, I want the touchdowns.
But isn't Willie right when he says that you want more concentrated guys where for example, the Eagles, it's Hurts, Sanders, Brown, and Smith. You keep it tight. Or with the Chiefs, it's Mahomes and Kelsey. Doesn't that help people in DFS more than spreading it out?
I think it could help you more, but I don't know in a GPP in a tournament that that Keenan Allen and Mike Williams wouldn't be right up
there.
there.
Targets last week 665. Okay.
Yeah,
what I'm telling you is what their price points are, especially Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen hasn't got 22 points in like 2 years.
He had 20 points last week. So did Mike Williams.
Yeah, I mean, we need 35.
You're not winning a tournament with Keenan Allen. You're not.
I don't think
6,700.
I don't think you do if he has a Keenan Allen game. I think you might.
When's the last time Keenan Allen got 35 points?
It's not. When the last time Ingram got 30, 40 fans?
I understand, and that's an anomaly.
I'm taking out Ingram.
That's an anomaly. I mean, you look at from before, they have not given up stuff like that. I'm telling you, that was an anomaly.
Okay,
they're not that bad.
Doc asked the question.
Saw the other day.
You act like I met you in a back alley and offered you Keenan Allen. Doc asked the question. I'm answering the question that's being asked.
I'm just saying. But what I'm saying is to me is that they spread it out more than what we think. They spread it out too much for me for the price points that they have. That's what I don't like.
Keenan Allen 6,300. I'm sorry, Mike Williams is 6,300.
Yeah, he is, but Keenan is 6,700, and he has not got. What is it? Look at his last time he got 25 points.
I want to talk about Mike Williams and Doc. The fact that they giving up 189 yards to that position, and 1.3 touchdowns.
I got it. But what we're saying is they spread it out.
Okay.
I think you're both right in that they spread it out, but at Williams's price point, he can hit 4x and Everett can hit 4x, right? What is Everett's salary?
I think Everett was
43.
43.
So can he get to 16 points? That seems tough.
And
But
see,
if you
I
go-
would take the Tennessee's tight end on the other side. That's what
You
I
could
would
do
take.
that. You could do that.
Fair enough.
I mean, is Burks back? Is Burks back, or is he still out?
No, he's out. He's out.
Yeah. No, Burke's still not
If
bad.
he's out, then that tight end is definitely in play for Tennessee.
Right.
He
It's just
has
that
more.
Everett would have to go. Everett would have to go 4 for 50 and a touchdown, which is possible. He
Very
could get
possible.
you 15. Very possible. So he's getting his 4x that way. I mean, but I'm looking at it that I'm trying to win, and I'm not trying to just cash.
But 4x at that position, and if it allow you to do some other stuff, I think could help. You need to have somebody in there who's going to go, more than 4x, but 4x is definitely on par.
What about a Cowboy stack, guys? Why have we not talked about Dak Prescott, maybe a little Dalton Schultz, maybe a little CD Lamb? Willie, can you live with that?
I wish you would say Herbert's not, and you can go with this Joker and these guys.
Oh, I am not.
Hit me.
First of all, I am not taking Dak for nothing. Okay, no, I am not taking Dak. On paper, they should, but I'm not doing it. Not with Dak. Dak's got to beat me. Okay, he's got to beat me. I mean, the people that I'm interested in this game will be Pollard. Give me the running back. Give me the explosive man.
But in fairness to Dak, Doc, this could be, because it's not like it can't, right? It's possible. We just don't like it. It's possible Dak could have some goofy 3 or 4 touchdown performance if they decide to allow him to do something inside of the red, inside of maybe the 5-10. If he's play action, he hits Schultz one, he throws like something Gallup going across the back, and then Lamb hits a deep one, and then it's another one. You could see a screen to Pollard. You could see something crazy happening here. We just don't like it.
Look, Schultz is the kind of guy who was he 4,300. Are you telling me he can't go 5 for 60 and a touchdown? For sure he can. I mean, Lamb, the problem is Lamb's expensive. And if he goes 7 for 100 and a touchdown, he's still not hitting 4x. He's only hitting 3x.
Yeah, and I want to say Schultz has 4 out of the last 6. He's been 4x. So that's, you got a point there, Doc.
Just a guy that I think is on the radar. All right, let me ask you about a couple of guys that I think you're going to hate. What about Joe Burrow and Tom Brady?
No, Joe Burrow's in play.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's in play.
Yeah, but listen.
But the joke, sir.
I'll play Uncle Tom before I play Tom Brady. I have not played it.
You got Tom Arnold. You got Tommy Lee. You got Tom and Jerry. It's like I can't.
So,
Listen.
Willie, can you play Burrow with Chase, or do you feel like you're not going to get enough there that you want to play Chase? You want to play pieces of that game, but not stack it?
No, I don't. I mean, I'm not mad at a Chase in one of the. Listen, first of all, I will not play Higgins for anything because they are not truthful. They they are very unbecoming of an NFL organization to have you roster a guy that plays one snap and they know he was hurt and they did not disclose the information. So I don't trust those bastards about anything for what they say. The only receiver I will play out of that will be Chase. That's it. You are not getting me with a banana in a tailpipe playing Mr. Higgins when Mr. Higgins is sipping Gatorade and is not playing one snap. No and no. I am not doing it. But I do.
Did they even say why they did that? Why they play in one snap and sat him? Why'd they do that?
They did me dirty. I know that.
That was dirty. It was like Anthony Davis last night with his foot.
Oh,
what I said, he stuck on 21 points. I said, what happened to Anthony Davis? And then he put an injury designation on. I said, something.
Well, I saw he was limping. He was limping in the first quarter. He tried to tough it out.
That dude is the most fragile guy in NBA history.
And Mr. Higgins, that's the second time he's done that. Because he did that when they played remember they played the Ravens and he only played one snap? Mr. Higgins is done for me. I am not playing that rascal no more. I'm scratching him off the list.
All right, Swami, I want to get back to Willie's Justin Fields because you want to win a tournament. Justin Fields will win you a tournament. Won Willie a lot of money a few weeks back. Do you like Fields? Can you play him with confidence? And would you just roll? Would you roll with Kmet to maybe try to get lucky with Fields? And if Fields hits 40, right, he will need to throw 2 touchdown passes. If he's throwing 2 touchdown passes, there's a very good chance it's going to Cole Kmet. Don't give me that look there. Do not put on the eye pro.
Doc, I respect Mr. Justin Fields. I respect what he was able to do in weeks 9 and 10. And I will respectfully avoid him this week. I don't want any parts against the Eagles. I just feel like he'll have a decent game, but not the 43 or 45 point games we would like to take down the tournament. I think not having, Mooney, I don't like that, who was a big part of that stack for me. I was always grabbing a little Mooney, and then that allowed me to play Kmet with a little bit more confidence because I was getting them both, and I felt like between the three, that was you would get most of the fantasy goodness, but I don't know. You take Mooney out of there, and Philly's defense, the way they playing, and getting after Philly, I don't know. Maybe he could break out.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm telling you. Philly has a gap in there. They are very undisciplined when it comes to the quarterback. If you're undisciplined with Fields, he could take it to the house. That was seen last week with Jones. And I'm just telling you, that's the only thing I'm saying. And I'm gonna tell you why I think that I'm not really all in on Hurts. Is this the reason why? One thing that Chicago does not do is they do not give up. They only give up 3.8 yards to the quarterback in running. Okay. And I think that you give up, I'm talking about for the quarterback. Now, Miles Sanders.
Whoa. Fields don't have to Ertz just don't have to beat you running.
No. Listen what I'm saying.
He'll hang 5 tutties.
Yeah, but his last 4 games, he's run for over 77 yards a game. And what I'm saying is they only give up 3.8 per quarterback. They don't give it up.
This is not a big Hurts running week. I get that.
And so it could be Sanders, because you could beat Chicago both ways. You could beat them running the ball
every way,
and passing the ball. But what I'm saying to you is, and I think once they get that lead, and one thing they do is once they get that lead and they got a big lead in the second half, they will shut it down. You know what I mean? They're not going all out.
Doc, one thing he just said I like is do. I don't know. One thing they do. He right. One thing they do is do. The Bears defense is DODO, and I don't. They can stop anything that Philly can do. Nothing.
All right, let me ask you this question. Is there a cheap quarterback? Zach Wilson, Desmond Ridder. Is there a guy that we can go low? Maybe, I'm just throwing this out here, maybe Wilson to Wilson, which allows us to go up and get the Henrys, the Chases. Can we reach down? Ridder to me is a little interesting because we've never seen him and he can run, right? We don't know what this guy can do, but we know he can run. Can you buy into a cheap quarterback, Willie?
First of all, I will play Flip Wilson over Zach Wilson for what they did for the Jets. Okay? They can't stand that bastard. You know, you heard the last time he was in there. Listen, I was all in on the other Wilson until I heard that the other Wilson's coming back. And now I am not playing Mr. Wilson because that Zach Wilson sucks. And there ain't no way I believe in that rascal. No. Listen, they don't even believe in him. And if White was playing, yes, I will be all in. But no, he's not playing. And therefore, I cannot do it. Now, Ryder is an interesting case. Now, I think he's worth a shot. One tournament lineup out of 20 to put him in to try. Because listen, you never know. We have not seen this guy. So why not put him in the tournament one time? But like I told you, my favorite low price guy would be Mac Jones if I had to go there.
All right, let's talk about running backs, guys. There's a lot of good running backs this week.
Doc, can I get a shot at that one, please? Because I adamantly disagree with this joker.
All right, let's see what you got,
All
right.
So first of all, Doc, Zach Wilson, who was the guy that they wanted to start the season, is getting an opportunity. We've seen this maybe play out in Los Angeles recently here, where a guy shows up and goes, hey, I got another opportunity. I'm going to take advantage of this, and I'm going to at least go out there and play as well as I can and try to win a ball game. Now, that wasn't in a pristine matchup like Mr. Wilson found himself in this week, going up against the Detroit Lions on the road. Now, Doc, I know they're your beloved Lions, but they are D-O-D-O.
Excuse me, sir. I think since Zach Wilson is playing, guess who's in play? Detroit's defense. Detroit's defense, sir. Don't be disrespectful. Let me ask you something. Is there another guy like that man that for Minnesota on that team?
No.
Is there a Jefferson on that team?
Swami's not wrong, though, because when the Lions go on the road, Swami, how bad are they?
They are absolutely.
I don't know. Awful. Have you seen them lately on the road, Doc? They've not been that.
They've been at home the last few weeks.
They've been home. That's why.
They listen. They played Chicago. Listen, no, they haven't been home. They had another game on the road.
Chicago, right?
Yeah, they
Chicago stinks.
Thank you.
They tightened up. Listen, man, no, it was some other road game. Who's the other road game they had?
They had the Giants was the other one, but they had 3 at home.
Yes, and what happened in that game?
That was 4 games ago. How many games you want to go back? Yes.
They win. Did they win?
Yes.
Did the Giants go nuts? No.
No.
And you got Zach Wilson.
Yes.
Swami, I think it's a bit risky. You have to admit it's a bit risky.
It says GPP. I tell you what's more risky, playing Tom Brady. That's risky. That is as risky as it gets.
No. I'll take that 10 times out of 10. Brady will out. I'll tell you this. How about if I give you a 50-yard cushion? I believe Brady throws for 50 yards more than Zach Wilson.
Let me tell you why I don't think so. Because the GOAT and that offense is really, really, really struggling. And the Jets offense is playing better. And they got a better matchup, right? It's still matchup dependent. I got all the respect in the world for the GOAT, but it is what it is. Now, let's go to the other quarterback, for example, in Atlanta. Did you know that quarterback Willie ran a 4.5? Did you know that? Did you know he
I know,
happened to be?
I know, hey, listen.
Did
I
you
know
know
about
he
Mr.
happened to
Ryder.
be? What?
They
Did you know
should
he
have went
happened?
to Mr. Ryder before.
You happen to know Mr. Ryder is probably a true 6'4". You know, Mr. Ryder threw for probably almost 90 touchdowns in college. I think it's something that's very interesting about him if you're talking about paying down.
No.
So don't just say you won't, look at these guys.
I didn't
Because
say that. I
wait, Zach
told you I
Wilson
will
has
put him
a
in my
couple of
lineup.
20.
I said I endorsed Mr. Ryder.
Wilson has a couple of 20-point games this season, fantasy point games. He has a connection with Wilson. One could argue.
That was more Flacco with Wilson.
I'm talking about the games that he played where he went over 20 fantasy points. Don't mention, but man, Flacco got issues. Why are you gonna bring him up? But
I
Mr.
understand, but he had a better connection with Wilson.
Okay, well, Doc, I just wanted to throw that in there. I just wanted to say that.
I just think Desmond Ridder, and I'm not saying he's great. My biggest problem with Ridder is the coach. Because this kid can run, this kid can throw, but the coach might only let him throw 21 times. If that happens, you don't win anything. But if that coach lets him go 22 for 30 with his running ability, I'm just saying he's could put up 20 fantasy points.
I'd rather they call 8 runs for him than let him throw over 20 times. Let him get going that way and let him see it.
They might let him run 8 times, and if he could get 76 yards rushing and a touchdown. He's got that sneaky running ability that we all know Hurts, we all know Fields. We don't know that this guy's good.
And he's really sneaky.
What holds back some people? Dumb coaches.
Right.
That Atlanta coach is a dumb.
Last point. Wilson threw 335 yards against New England. You don't think he can do it against Detroit?
All right. Let's move on to running backs.
What has he done since then? He did a disappearance act. He's Houdini or Houdini.
Next slide, Doc. I don't know why he's
all right. Running backs. Do we play Henry? Do we drop a little bit? Do we play Eckler? Do we play Eckler and Henry? Do we sit there and go lower and look at the Pachecos of the world? Do we look at the Sanderses and the Pollards of the world? Where do we go, Willie, with running backs?
First of all, I will Eckler's a fade. When I play Eckler against that team at his price point, he's a fade for me. Henry is definitely a man of interest. Pollard is definitely a man of interest. That Pacheco. And I'm gonna tell you what I'm not doing this week. I am not chasing that other dude for Kansas City.
Yeah,
that had that incredible game. I do like what I see in Pacheco. I mean, you can see that he's building each game. So I do like Pacheco, but I will not. What's the other dude's name? I don't even want to know his name.
McKinnon.
No. So please, people, do not. I know what he did in the last game. He looked like Flash Gordon. Do not play that rascal the next game. Do not play him, please.
So Willie, who are your guys? Give who are your guys that you're focusing on?
Henry, Pacheco, Sanders. And I'm gonna tell you a sneaky guy. I don't know the guy's name, but he's Burke. I'm not playing Burkhead. Olajunawale, whatever his name is.
Ogabawali?
Yes. I think he's a very interesting candidate. If you want to pay down for running back, he's not going to be a core, but it'd be one of those guys like if you want to go for the gusto by playing Chase, Kelsey, and you need, and Swami's been very successful in this the last couple of weeks. If you go up and you pay up and you need that little one guy that you take a shot at, that you hopefully he could do something, he will be the guy that profiles better. He will be the pass catching guy. And if it goes the way I think it's going to go, they're going to be trailing Kansas City.
Now, Swami, that's interesting. Could you do a Mahomes Kelsey and bring it back with Ogabawali and DK?
Doc, Walls was spot on. And then for some reason, he decided to take his seatbelt off, walk to the door in the cabin, and jump out the plane. This guy, you know his first name is, Walls? Is Dare. And I dare you play that rascal in your big lineup. It is no
I didn't say my big lineup.
That Houston running back. Everything else, Doc, spot on. Love Mr. Henry, no question. Mr. Pollard, you better respect him. Sanders, making noise. He's a guy that's making a case to saying, hey, I think I should be in your fantasy lineup, Swami, this week because you blew last week, because you wanted to go and you didn't. Nick Chubb, we're going to talk, Nick Chubb.
I told you not to play Nick Chubb.
Everybody told me not to play him. Jarita told me not to play him. Walls told me not to play him. Sanders was showing up everywhere. You try to get cute. You talk yourself into something. And I tell you what, that Cleveland offense, if they don't go, maybe try that again next year. Get Brissett back in there. Not the night against my Ravens. Leave him in there so we can get a piece of his candy, because he stinks right now. Anyway, I digress. So I think Sanders is in play. The one guy I felt like Walls didn't mention was showing up, Doc, we mentioned it earlier, was Alvin Kamara. It's hard for me to even say it. It's very difficult for me to say it, but going against Atlanta, he's at home. They have to give him the ball 20. They can't continue to be goofy, but I know Walls think they will be. I don't know what to do. I wish I could tell you that somebody was going to be healthy in New England. I think it's still a shot that we could take with somebody there. I don't like it, but if Stevenson was there, I already know Walls would have mentioned if he was healthy and said no brainer.
It's hard for me to get to a guy that you might be out of the game in a quarter, man.
Yeah, it's just, and nobody want to see that when he's got on.
And I'm the biggest Stevenson guy. I love Stevenson, but not for what he did to me last week. Not this week.
I had Trevor Hillstrom on with me the other night, and he liked Taysom Hill. He thinks this could be a sneaky Taysom Hill week, and you can use Taysom Hill at tight end in FanDuel. Now, I like Kamara too, and you know when Kamara explodes, it's at home in games like this. But is Taysom Hill off the table? I mean, I think this guy can run one in for sure.
I will say this.
He's an interesting play.
Kamara, if you look at it, man, very rarely has he's got 30 points. If you look down, he did it once this year, but it's been a while since he had 35 points. But what the coach said, and hopefully he's not a liar like that Cincinnati coach, what he said was that during the bye week that they're going to have to get the ball more to Kamara. That's what he said. So if I'm going by what he says, and you know how coach speak can be ass speak, sometimes when you go for it. But I really think that this, if Kamara can't do it here, and I got him in some fantasy leagues where I need this rascal.
Cut him down.
If he can't do it here, he can forget about next year. I will never play this rascal.
But let me ask you this, Willie. In your main lineup, will you trust Kamara enough to be there?
I'll tell you what, Doc. I'm thinking about it now that you said it. And the reason why, because there's a lot of reasons to not do it, right? It's a lot of folks who won't do it. And I think that means he has a shot to be a GPP play. So for that reason, I'm interested. Sanders, Kamara, and Pollard as your backs, I'd be interested in doing that in my bigger one.
But right now, what if I told you he looks like he's going to be 18% owned on DK and on FanDuel 23% owned? I don't think I can get behind that.
I couldn't. And if I want us to mark that down. You said 18 and what? Because I'm going to check his ownership this week. Nobody likes Kamara. No way. 18 and 23?
The numbers I'm looking at right here.
I don't think anybody likes him. I don't even know nobody who's willing to play him at this point. Even in season long, people don't want to play him. And now they're talking about 25% ownership? Wow.
Let me see. I'll check again. I'm going to give you two different sites. So let's see. Kamara, 18% on this one. I see 18. Are you telling me you don't?
No, I'm looking now, Doc. Willie, what you seeing as far
17%. I see 17% on Kamara now.
Okay.
What do you see?
I still think that's high.
Let me check.
Yeah.
Because the price is right. See, on DK it's 6,800. He just fits.
That's high. That's just so high. I'm
be honest with you, even with the ownership, even more on that. I don't
you started breaking
bad.
up.
We didn't hear anything you said, Willie.
Broke up.
Hold on, let me go back.
Say it again.
What you gonna rewind yourself? Just say it again.
I'm gonna go back. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Just keep talking.
Okay.
Give us the play.
No, I'm going to. I think I got to be in there with Swami. I think, because normally when we say this together, it happens. And remember, we did that one time this year. Remember when we were all in on Kamara? I think it's time to go back.
Yeah,
I think it's time to go back.
I don't see it.
I'm gonna do it.
That's high.
What do you see? What do you see?
He's not even showing up for ownership.
Hold on, I'll go to another site. Give me one more site.
Let me see. Man, let me just go on. How does he Kamara on the board? God.
Let me look too. Let me look at the starting lineups at this site. Hold on.
Beginning night memory. Oh yeah. He's showing up with 21% on FanDuel.
I agree.
Right, so we confirmed that this ownership is projected to be somewhere around
17 to 20.
Yeah. Right. So I'm about right? 18% seems right. I cannot tell you something. My biggest mistakes this year have been me worrying about ownership. It's been my biggest flaw.
Wall said it when you were on break, when you went to commercial break. That what do I always say? Ownership, smonership. I'm playing at 8 or 9 best guys, and I'll let the fantasy. I can't talk myself off of something I think is a good play, because I think the ownership will be, because it's too many other things that got to happen in that lineup and on that slate for me to be able to concern them.
Here's my question though: when they get to the goal line, they get stupid. Hill gets in there. Dalton, who knows? It just I need that touchdown equity from Kamara. I need it. I need 2 touchdowns. Now he could give me 4, but he could also get taken out, and all of a sudden Taysom Hill stealing a touchdown.
Hey, but let me say this: I think now when you said $5,200 quarterback, I think the quarterback for New Orleans is a great leverage play.
Dalton?
Yep. Because what if he throws 2 touchdowns to Taysom Hill? Why not? They're going against Atlanta, right?
I think Taysom Hill got a better chance of throwing 2.
But he's going against Atlanta.
Atlanta. I told you,
Atlanta's pass defense is ass.
But they are okay against bad teams. And
AJ Terrell is playing better. He's playing better.
New Orleans is not playing very well. And I think if they got in the red zone, if I had to say who would score, it's more likely
Olave. And you guys, listen, I like Shaheed this week. Shaheed is a very interesting guy. He's very explosive.
I'm just saying Taysom Hill got the highest probability of scoring in the red zone at this point.
I would agree with that. I would say Hill 1, Kamara 2. Do I like Olave? Do I like Shaheed? I do. But, I mean, look, are you getting 10 catches for 100 yards from Shaheed?
No. But one thing they doing with Taysom now is he's running more routes.
Well, look, here's the thing. Juwan Johnson and Adam Troutman are questionable. If they don't play, Taysom Hill is a start in a league where you can use him.
Yeah, but I saw that ball that he got hit on and dropped. He looked like a quarterback playing tight end. He didn't look
right in his hands. It was right in his hands.
Yeah, he didn't look like a tight end on that one. He looked like a quarterback running a route.
All right, give me some value wide receivers, guys. Willie, you got some value guys there at the end?
I said Shaheed, 3,200.
That's it. Nobody else? Bye. Have a good day.
I mean,
Nice talking to you. All right. Nice one. All right.
honestly, I mean, my two favorite people is Shaheed. I like Shaheed, but I also like the tight end. I'm going back to the tight end for the Titans. He's still a great value at 3,100. You know, a matter
Well,
of
that guy
fact,
could hit 4x easy 4x. There.
Matter of fact, I'm not opposed this week. I'm not opposed to two tight ends. You know, because I think I'm gonna have me some Kelsey, and I like that dude. You know, for Tennessee. So I think this is a week where two tight ends, because I like him as a receiver, and they're using him as a receiver. Unlike when they say about Doncic, they always keep talking about him and don't use him for jack. Okay, they're using this.
Russell Wilson looked for Dulcich in the beginning of that game. I watched it.
He got against the last two games. You talking about he ain't do nothing.
He looked at him, but then Jerry Jeudy was so open, he could not throw to Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy was open by like 5 yards. Not kidding. Swami, who are your cheap guys?
We talking under what? Under 5, under 4? What,
under 4. Give me some under 4,400. Something cheap.
Under 4,400. All right, we already know. We already know Chris Moore. I think everybody would say Cook's out again. I think we would like him. We saw what Jeudy was able to do. So there's a lot of reasons why that Kansas City secondary, you can see that they could be vulnerable and give up something this week. I think I would also, I don't love it, right? But we talking about we're down here, we're down there, right? We're in there. Maybe a Valdez Scantling like Jameson Williams. I don't like it. Economius, Elijah.
What Jameson? What Williams you talking about?
For Detroit.
No, sir.
I don't like it. I said I don't like it.
No. And I'm gonna tell you the reason why. First of all, he lucked out with that one. You know how many snaps he played? You know how many snaps? 6.
But this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking last week they were able to do a lot more at home against that. In a dome against that team. I think this week the Jets defense, they're gonna find them a little bit more formidable, and they could go with some more, 3 and 4 wide.
It's not a little more formidable. The Jets defense is the real deal.
I'm just saying they might take away some things. He might find himself being the one guy with one-on-one. But anyway,
he only played 6 snaps.
Well, I got a couple more guys, Doc. I got Laviska Shenault. I got Nelson Aguilar, who I like a whole lot better than I do this guy. Sheed. I doubt if I'm playing him.
I think 100%. I can imagine myself playing Nelson Aguilar on 80% of my lineups because I'm going to need a cheap guy. And with all those injuries there, he's their deep threat. Mac Jones may challenge that defense. And can I give you a guy I like a lot? Speaking of Mac, I like Mac Hollins. I think that Belichick is going to figure out a way to cover Adams. He's going to figure out a way to deal with the running game. That's going to leave Mac Hollins one-on-one, and he makes plays when he's one-on-one.
I just want to say he's over 4,400.
What is it, 4,500?
46. But I'm just pointing it out.
Hey,
that's why
you poo-pooing this, Rasheed. I'm telling you, look at this dude, man. This dude is very explosive.
It's just not him. It's that offense, sir. It's not him.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I am not playing that Moore guy who went off. I am not playing him this week. You know what happens the second week? The guy went off for all those targets, and you know what's going to happen in the next game.
Listen to me. This is a nice. They're going to be down. They're going to be throwing it. It's not going to be Dare or Burkhead eating up Kansas City. They're going to be throwing it. A bunch of short stuff.
I got it, but what I'm saying is he had a career game.
Okay.
I think Shaheed is in play. I do. I think Shaheed is in play, and here's why. If he catches 2 passes, just 2, for 60 yards and a touchdown, what did you hit? 14 points. You got yourself 5x. And it gave you an opportunity to get other people in your lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, remember, he was injured. He came back. And you saw what he did against Tampa Bay. I'm just telling you, the dude shows out. And the guy played over 75% of the snaps. I'm telling you, at 3,200, this dude against Atlanta is in play. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's explosive.
I think, look, can I tell you how you win a GPP, in my opinion? Your last receiver. Do we lose Swami? Your last receiver needs to be a guy who catches a big touchdown, whether it's Aguilar or Shaheed, because if you get that guy to hit that touchdown, you're getting the 15-point play, and you need that good defense, the one that scores a touchdown. You do those two things, you're on your way to being my rich friend.
Yeah, I mean, if 75% of the snaps is viable. I just always got this thing. I don't like having offenses that I don't think are going to score more than one touchdown. That's the only rule that he's breaking.
Agreed.
I don't think they're going to score too much.
Well, look, how many touchdowns is Houston going to score?
I think
-1.
I think they're going to score a couple of touchdowns. They did that against the Cowboys, man. Please,
sir. That was one of those games. Let me tell you anomaly this was. Number one, Cowboys didn't get any sacks. Houston is one of the most sacked teams, that you have. Okay, they Cowboys. Listen, they just wasn't ready. You saw what they did that Monday night with the Colts, and they thought they were just going to roll over. And once you get in those games, and once it gets started like that, once you don't take care of that team early, what happens? It's hard to shut them off. And you saw what happened.
But teams can also develop momentum. And guess what? Houston, they're at home, right? They coming back after a nice road game. They didn't win. They might be ready. These people are playing for jobs too. Like Doc said, there's only a few weeks left.
The last time they came like that, when they played and they showed out, they got blown out.
You know what you're playing for right now, guys? Tape. You're playing for film. You're playing to show up on film so that teams will look at you, and that's what they're doing. All right, guys, let's
go ahead.
I need the balls to the walls call from Willie Walls.
I told you. I already gave him my guy. And
what's he going to do? Give me a fantasy.
What Shaheed is going to do? He's going to go for 5 catches, 100 yards, and a tutty.
Wow.
5 catches, 100 yards, and a tutty. Would you take that from a $3,200 guy?
I would take that from a $4,200.
Yeah, I take that from a $52. All right, Swami. What does Swami says?
Now I don't know if this is gonna count, Willie. So you tell me if this is gonna count. Does Zeke Elliott count?
Who?
Zeke Elliott.
Oh hell no! Come on, man.
Hey, I gotta check. Week to week, I never know what the rules are with you, so I gotta check.
Zeke Elliott.
Oh,
yeah.
Does that mean Mike?
Won't you do Jerry Judy next? How about that?
So does that? Well,
does Mike Williams count?
That's what I was going to say. Does Mike Williams count? Because that's my next guy. If Mike Williams don't count, then I know what I'm faced with. And then I think Moore is too obvious. I think we already covered Kamore. So I'm gonna say Swami says this week, the guy you gotta have in there. I think I'm gonna stay with my guy Nelson Aguilar.
Nah, I can get with that.
We'll stay with him.
I like both those guys a lot.
Yeah, I'm staying with him.
Who am I going to? I mean, my visionaries. All right, I'm going to give you a visionary. I think Willie was onto something. And I'm going to give you the dumbest, worst stack you could ever have. But if it hits, you can load up your entire roster with good guys. What if I gave you Mac Jones with Nelson Aguilar and Hunter Henry?
Yeah.
Henry.
Let me say something. That is so valuable. Man, they are terrible against tight ends.
Terrible against tight ends.
That is
valuable. Then I just push literally Henry, Chase, Williams. I just stack the rest of my lineup with guys who are good.
Or put Kelsey on the other side. Go 2 tight ends.
Oh, now you're talking there. I get Kelsey in there with Henry and everybody.
You said Willie was on to something. I didn't know we was talking about hard drugs. OMG. That stack is going to be doo. Oh, my gosh. Aguilar, Henry, and Mac.
Mac Jones.
It's the return of the Mac.
What? Oh my God!
I'm putting in the millionaire maker. How about that? I'm putting in the millionaire maker.
Hey, I'm putting in a $3. I'm putting that in the lineup, man. A $3 lineup.
Right.
I ain't gonna put.
Will and I are gonna be rich together, Swami. Leave you out of it.
I'm telling you, hey, put it in. Hey, Swami, load up with Chase
and load. You already loaded up. You got all the poo-poo you get. You loaded up. You got a deuce and a half. You got a.
I may throw Shaheed in that lineup too. And then just go with expensive guys.
And Shaheed. Oh my God! Y'all send me that one when y'all finish. I need to see that one Sunday at 7:30.
Look, we already took enough shots with those 2. There ain't no more. All those 3.
No.
Put anything you want.
Put him in there. And if that
I may get Henry, I may get Eckler, I may get Kelsey, I may get Chase with all those guys.
No, you don't need Eckler. Eckler, you don't need.
I know Eckler. I'll get Henry, I'll get Kelsey, I'll get Chase, I'll get Kamara. I will win.
I'll write that down. Y'all go
ahead. I'm doing that. I'm telling you, I'm doing that.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down.
No. We all need to do that. That's why we need to see what lineup we can get with that.
If they got a 10-cent game or a free game, I don't know.
I'm going to do it right now. Just because I can. All right, let's see. Mac Jones. Give me where's Aguilar?
Hollins.
Nelson Aguilar. No, not Hollins. Stop with the Hollins.
We're not touching Hollins.
Mac Jones.
Okay, Mac Jones.
And then Mac Jones, Nelson Aguilar, Hunter Henry. I'm going to get myself a little Derrick Henry.
You said
and I'm going to get myself some Jamar Chase.
I thought y'all said Sheed and Hollins. I need y'all to put all of that.
You don't need Sheed.
I don't need Sheed. I don't even need it. I'm going to get Kelsey in because Willie wants Kelsey in. What's our defense, Willie?
We could go New England at 2,800.
No. I want. How about Denver? You want Denver?
Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos. So I have 5,700. Do you want Kamara, Willie? I'll get Kamara.
Why not?
Okay, so now I need a $4,700 receiver. Got one for me?
Mac Hollins.
All right, Mac Hollins. Done. There you go. Here's the team. Mac Jones, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Nelson Aguilar, Jamar Chase, Mac Hollins, Hunter Henry, Travis Kelsey, and Denver.
Hey, hold on for a minute, Doc. Let me, because Mac Hollins, one. Hey, Doc. So what if we went with, what receiver could we get? If I'm looking at the receivers now. Hold on.
I'm taking a time of day.
If we take Hollins out, you have 4,700. So you could do Mac Hollins.
What instead of what if we went with
Drake London? You want Drake London?
No. Because I remember what Swami said about Wilson, that what's name still throws to Wilson.
Which Wilson?
You talking about Garrett?
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
So
do you want Kamara out? Do you want?
No.
Do you want Garrett Wilson in?
Do you like Kamara better? Do you like Sanders better?
Sanders.
All right. So
you said Sanders.
Yeah, I can go Sanders. So let's go Sanders. Let's get Sanders in there. So that gives us 5,000 for a receiver, Willie.
So what receiver do you see Swami we can get $5,000?
Do you like Zay Jones?
So it was 12:07 when y'all said it. On 12:17, I canceled out the 212s. That means y'all will come in 120,000th place, 717. That's all. No, without question, 120,000.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you,
place.
Man, Zay Jones been getting some targets, man. I like that.
I know a lot of targets.
You know, but if we went down to, it's interesting.
Think about it, Willie. Think about it.
Hey, listen, we're gonna work on that.
We are going to work on
And
that.
I'm just
Willie and I are
trying to
going to
see,
work on
is there
that
any
and come up
other
with something, Swami. You just listen here. It's going to the $3 in a dream, my friend.
Woo!
We're $3 and light my money on fire.
I know you don't think you're
all right. Listen, it's time now to put away the insurance cards, put away the copay. Our office is closed, my friends. For Doc, Willie, and Swami, what do we say, guys? Be well and
take care.
Take care.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. And until the next visit,